So we had this radio. My land is not bad, but it does not work now for now. As it turned out, the power supply gives some 12 volts. I think at the output it has yes 12 volts. It gives everything there, but at the terminals themselves there is something less than a volt. That is, it should be at least 3 batteries, at least 5 volts. I have not looked in the specification yet. I still have to have figure this out today, tomorrow. I will open it and look. Another one problem, a problem we solved last week on one of the boats, solved there is also a water pump for fresh water. The same Jabco, I found this in container at my friend's place apparently, that had the same problem. This is not the first time this happens, but I had others there with a kind of inflation system. There is sensor somewhere, something somewhere in short. And there's notice disassembled such a bearing you can see inside that everything is rusty, and there too that is under all these walls, apparently something somewhere leaked. The bearing is rusty, and this little motor, it's like under load, it did not spin, in short, that should turn it out later. And in Italy, it's just knocked out. It is connected there to 12-volt system through the button on the control panel, and the button there with the automatic switch, with the automatic soffit knocked it out. That is, the current there is more, I don't know how many, some 10 or more amperes. When the motor is blocked, it does not spin, and that's right, it protects the motor from burning out. That's the first thing that check it, they remove the system, and the motor works fine. That is, the motor works, I think it's same here. Everything else here is also the same, there is a CAM type connecting rod mechanism. Well, it's not here anymore, there's bearing there. That is, we put it up, clean it something there. Well, in general, the second time it more or less worked. All the same, you can hear a little zzz there, it hums a little. Here, so don't rush to throw away the whole system, maybe it's for a period, not very long, because it leaks somewhere, it can still leak. Or maybe you have to silicone something. Well, in short, this one there still somehow moisture gets into it. And this bearing there, you can see modern materials now, and this bearing, you can see modern materials now, of less quality or just some kind of effusion there. In short, it rusts and breaks over time. Also, in general, everything else intact, everything is good. Well, I saw such a motor on the internet, therefore about 100 or 120 euros. Individual parts are sold here around 130. That is, the anti-motor assembly is about 300 euros. Therefore, if you suspect something there, that something's wrong with it, it is good to have a spare, especially since there are such similar motors, and I use the pumping out all sorts of shower pump and so on. That is, you can have it in reserve, because with system I don't know if it's sold separately, can be ruined of course, but I encountered the fact that many parts, even now for car, it was simply impossible to buy such as rubber band, and I had to buy the entire spare part. Luckily it cost for a car not as much as for a boat, only 9 euros with the rubber band, and for here the rubber band will have cost 30 cents. Well, to hell with it, 9 euros and not too much. I also fixed the car. There are the same problem that happened on the boat, and you have to kind of foresee them.